permitting me, I declare the assembly duly constituted as the fourth congregation of the University of Eswatini.
Your Majesty and Chancellor, Emakosigati, the Royal Highnesses, Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Chief Justice, the Chairman of the University Council, Emabandla, Egwelulika Kosi, the presiding officers and members of parliament, the regional administrator of the Manzini region, members of the diplomatic corps, development partners, Boba Betekolo, the royal councillors, the representatives from government ministries, members of the university council, members of the university senate, members of the Board of Trustees of Uneswa Foundation, Board of Directors of Kagaza Holding Company, the Prof Vice Chancellor Academic, the Registrar, the PESA, the Acting Librarian, Deans and Directors, Principals from affiliated institutions, the University of Eswatini staff members, University of Eswatini students, members of the university community, distinguished guests, graduates, media houses represented, ladies and gentlemen, Sanmonanong Hebeknen. Your Majesty and Chancellor, on behalf of the University Council, the Senate, the university community at large, I am greatly privileged and honored to welcome all participants and invited guests to the 41st graduation ceremony of the University of Eswatini. It is always a great honor for the university to host you, Your Majesty, on this great occasion. We always look up to this day with a sense of joy, where Your Majesty, as Chancellor of the university, you award certificates, diplomas, and degrees to the graduates. It is exactly 4 years since the last graduation ceremony. COVID-19 pandemic and other events prevented us from holding the graduation ceremony. Your presence today, Your Majesty, signifies your unwavering love and support for the university, and your continued commitment to the development of higher education in the Kingdom of Eswatini. Bayete, Wenoapagat. Your Majesty and Chancellor, I would like to preface my remarks by congratulating you, Your Majesty, for successes and major achievements that the Kingdom is enjoying under your wise leadership over the past 55 years. Firstly, Your Majesty and Chancellor, this graduation event has come at a time when we are still celebrating 55 years of our independence as the Kingdom of Eswatini, and 55 years of His Majesty's birthday. And on that note, we say, Your Majesty, Bayete, Wenoaphakade, lunolelo lutho empangezitha. Secondly, Your Majesty and Chancellor, you showed your visionary leadership through your support for education when you once stated that no nation can develop past its educational capacity. This was at the 74th United Nations General Assembly. You also demonstrated what you meant, because the national budget allocation for education continues to be the highest and evenly distributed from primary to tertiary education. And the University of Eswatini, Your Majesty, wishes to thank you for having its budget for 2023 increased by 10% from 408 million emalangeni to 446 million emalangeni, followed by a generous debt relief of 1.3 billion from the accumulated pay-as-you-earn arrears. Further, Your Majesty, in the education sector, the country has achieved an overall increase in literacy rate from 79 to 87%, and a gross enrollment rate of 97% to above 100% in the primary education. These figures are a testimony of His Majesty's passion to develop human capacity through education. Thirdly, Your Majesty, your support for job creation, inclusive sustainable development, and belief in the leave no one behind principle in line with the 2030 development agenda is also evident through the launch of the Youth Empowerment Program and your support in the launch of the Africa e-Trade aimed at promoting trade through technology. You summarized this in a statement you made at the recent 78th United Nations General Assembly, and I quote, "Sustainability is not just a noble aspiration, but an imperative of survival for all and the well-being of our planet and its inhabitants." Fourthly, Your Majesty, the University thanks you for the appointment of a new Chairman of Council and members of Council to help oversee policy issues and general performance of the university management structures in educating the mandate of the institution. They have hit the ground running, Your Majesty, and have expedited review of the university statutes and development of the 2023 to 2028 strategic plan. The evidence of their commitment and hard work will soon be realized through the long-awaited construction of the donor-funded new classrooms at both kwaluseni and Babane campuses to commence before the end of this month, Your Majesty. Awuqedwa mbangezitha. Bayete, Wenoaphakade. This year, Your Majesty and Chancellor, the university is graduating a total of 4,392 graduates from 4 cohorts: the 2020, 2021, the 2022, and the 2023 cohorts. Out of these cohorts, we have 1,600 graduates for the 2020 cohort, 1,400 graduates for the 2021 cohort, 1,243 graduates for the 2022 cohort, and 63 graduates for the semester 1 2023 academic year. In addition, Your Majesty, these graduates, this graduation, the university will be presenting to His Majesty police officers trained jointly by the university and Eswatini Police Academy. These will graduate with diplomas in police science. Your Majesty and Chancellor, the university has received a lot of support from the Eswatini government. Despite the fiscal challenges facing the country, His Majesty's government has continued to award scholarships to deserving Yemaswati students. We have witnessed an award of scholarships ranging from 861 to 1,700 students over the 2018-2023 period. Government, in liaison with the university, has put in place a proposal to expedite the processing of scholarships of students that have been awarded. This will indeed help reduce delays in the release of allowances to students, which has been one of the main causes of disruption of teaching and learning, regrettably, as students boycotted classes. This has indirectly led to the disruption of the university almanac. As I'm talking, Your Majesty, the university is on the 2022-2023 academic year instead of being in the 2023-2024 academic year. This means it would take qualifying Form 5 students 12 months of waiting to resume their studies at the university, which would lead to a backlog in the education system of the country. The university and your government are in constant engagement to reduce this backlog, Your Majesty. Further, Your Majesty, the university established 2 units to help raise funds for the institution, namely the Uneswa Foundation and Thwala Holding Company. I am happy to announce, Your Majesty, that the foundation has put in place a new board of trustees chaired by Ndlunkulu, Ms. Nozizwe Mlela, and a new chief executive officer, Mr. Vuli Simelane. The foundation recently launched a campaign entitled Aibuye University Yemaswati. This campaign is meant to raise the so much needed funds for renovation of the infrastructure of the university and put in place an improved security system in all the campuses of the university to create a safe and conducive learning environment for students and staff members. I also wish to extend appreciation to the private sector and our partners who have contributed to Uneswa Foundation through various corporate social responsibility initiatives that led to various infrastructural developments and the current Student Scholarship Fund. Your Majesty, a new board of directors for Thwala has also been recently appointed and is tasked with overseeing the improvement in operations of the company. The new board of directors was appointed from amongst university staff members to protect the interest of the university and well-established businessmen and women from the private sector in order to use their experience to run the company. Currently, the company runs a clothing company based at Luyengo campus that supplies clothing to companies in Swaziland and in South Africa. The company also runs a 116-hectare farm which belongs to the university, as well as surveillance business to complement security services of the university and some private sector institutions at affordable rates. And it has also ventured into internet service, providing more than 1 gigabytes per second of internet bandwidth to the university. In addition to these initiatives, Your Majesty, and the current support from government, Your Majesty, the university urgently needs further recapitalization to improve its infrastructure and to procure state-of-the-art teaching and learning tools for the institution to return to its glory days and achieve its desired vision of being an evolving African university of choice. Your Majesty and Chancellor, on the academic side, we have academic initiatives with a menu and mix of undergraduate and postgraduate programs at faculty and institute levels, which has continued to evolve. New academic programs have been developed and others are being introduced. These include postgraduate diploma in neonatology, postgraduate diploma in critical care nursing, Bachelor of Science in Actuarial and Financial Mathematics, Bachelor of Science in Health Informatics, postgraduate diploma in taxation, clinical pastoral psychology, and degree programs in performing arts, to name but a few. Your Majesty, Uneswa has continued to establish links with other universities and colleges. These links have so far yielded benefits to the university. Notably, we have examples such as establishment of centers of excellence, such as the Center of Sustainable Energy Research, and also the National Climate and Sustainable Research Center. We have also had research carried out in collaboration with government ministries. Such training involved handicraft, installation of solar panels, conservation, COVID-19 related research, and also training in business principles through the Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund. These partnerships have also led to establishment of national centers, such as the Eswatini National Center of Excellence in Road Safety, Eswatini Sugar Testing Laboratory in collaboration with the Eswatini Sugar Association, Eswatini Wildlife Forensic Laboratory for combating wildlife crimes in the country. These are some of the benefits the university has benefited from networks, Your Majesty. Currently, we also received a grant from SADC to do a project on cannabis, and another grant from SADC, again, a huge general support of about 9 million emalangeni, which is used to carry out research in the medicinal and indigenous food plants in collaboration with CSIR from South Africa and the Harare Institute of Technology from Zimbabwe, and also, of course, the Kingdom of Eswatini. This is to do research and produce the first of its kind complementary medicinal remedy for HIV and AIDS. All these networks have helped the university improve its position in international rankings of higher education. And of course, we are currently ranked amongst the top 100 universities in Africa. We are moving from a rank of 200 in 2008. Your Majesty, local colleges such as Ngwane College, William Pitcher, Eswatini College of Technology, Good Shepherd College of Health Sciences are affiliated to the university. The university supports these colleges on issues of quality assurance, and this will help in the process of accreditation that is currently being carried out by the Eswatini Higher Education Council. The university and Ngwane Teacher Training College recently held a graduation for the first cohort of graduates post-COVID-19. The university notes the command from the throne and the desire by the college to develop into a fully fledged university. Your Majesty, the university pledges to continue availing its experience and expertise to assist the college succeed in this noble venture, as this will indeed help increase access to higher education by all Yemaswati for inclusive, sustainable development of our kingdom, the Kingdom of Eswatini. Your Majesty and Chancellor, would like to say thank you for your wisdom that is aligned with the Africa Vision 2063 for inclusive, sustainable development. Africa Vision 2063 recognizes that meaningful development for all can only be achieved through knowledge-based socio-economic development through science, technology, innovation, research, and development. Through your God-given wisdom and vision, Your Majesty, the Royal Science and Technology Park was established and continues to be a key entity and framework in advancing research in areas of ICT and biotechnology. for development of the kingdom. Through the establishment of RSTP, Your Majesty, your government developed a bioeconomy strategy, and the university collaborates with the park through a variety of initiatives to promote innovation and has developed programs in line with that vision. Such programs include BSc in Information Technology, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science Education, and new programs are being developed to include a Master's in Computer Science with options of cyber security and artificial intelligence, BSc in Biotechnology, and a Bachelor of Engineering in Avionics, which is basically aircraft electronics, Your Majesty. The university, in collaboration with RSTP, has released its academic staff to work jointly with RSTP to develop initiatives to expedite the innovation frameworks from the park and the university. Your Majesty and Chancellor, as a University of Eswatini, we are optimistic of a bright future. The University Council, in recognition of your continued call for transformation and commercialization of the University of Eswatini, has drafted a turnaround strategy for the period 2023 to 2028. This was developed through a consultative process where industry, government, ambassadors, both local and overseas, non-governmental organizations, the House of Assembly, and Senate were engaged to solicit views to completely overhaul the institution. The strategy has 6 pillars, namely teaching and learning, innovation and enterprise, stakeholder management, financial sustainability, institutional effectiveness, human resource development. And the vision of the new strategy is to be an evolving African university of choice through research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. This vision, Your Majesty, talks to a lot of areas. Of importance is the area of cost containment and austerity measures, which is meant to streamline our current wage bill through a consultative and employee-driven restructuring process in order to minimize job losses. This vision, Your Majesty, also talks to provision of state-of-the-art teaching and learning infrastructure. And indeed, I am glad, Your Majesty, to announce that the construction of such infrastructure, using the generous donation that was made in your gracious presence at the 37th graduation ceremony by Dr. Patrice Motsepe, has finally begun. This follows delays due to COVID-19 and its associated lockdowns, and also the need for compliance processes that had to be undertaken to harmonize our university's tendering statutes with the Procurement Act of 2011. Your Majesty, I would also like to extend a special welcome to parents, guardians, relatives, spouses, and friends of the graduates who have come to witness their sons, their daughters, their spouses receive their certificates, diplomas, and degrees. I extend appreciation for the many sacrifices that they have made to ensure that they reach this stage. I also take this opportunity to thank the lecturers who, through their hard work and commitment, took the students through trying situations of their journey to equip them with skills and character that made them what they are today. I would like, Your Majesty, to congratulate the graduates for the sleepless nights they spent during a long journey of learning that was intermittently interrupted by COVID-19 and its associated lockdowns. Through all these challenges, the graduates have finally made it. And I would like to say congratulations to you all and well done. This is indeed the beginning of a new chapter in your life where you will face real life challenges. However, I believe that with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that you have acquired in the university, you will be able to overcome them. And I also hope You will carry out your duties wherever you'll be employed and in whatever business you will be running with commitment, hard work, diligence, and integrity. Never forgetting the University of Swaziland. You are now the alumni of the University of Eswatini. But remembering that the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God, cherishing your identity as Africans and citizens of the global village, but most importantly, upholding your loyalty and allegiance as peace-loving and respectful citizens of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Your Majesty and Chancellor, with your permission, allow me, on behalf of Council, the Senate, and the university community, to welcome distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to the 41st graduation ceremony of the University of Eswatini. And may you have a very joyous day. And again, congratulations to all the graduates. And may the good Lord bless all of you. Thank you. Bye it.